Hey guys, what's up, Cardfight here, and sorry for not posting up a video. I was too busy playing a event for a mobile game, and I know that sounds silly, but you know, stuff happens. So right now, I've been playtesting with a Link deck. This is a troll deck, a troll variant, I guess, and it's pretty fun, and it's not too great against the tier 1 decks out there right now. For a better build, I will probably post another video, but this is it's definitely a troll deck, and yeah, so let's get right into the deck. So for the starting Vanguard, I run Robin Knight. When your Vanguard's in Legion, you can kind of lost one to put this card into Soul, and then after that, you can lock one front row and back row unit. So it's a pretty powerful starting Vanguard. It's pretty good. Next, run for Dark Zodiac. This is obviously a very good card. For multiple reasons. One, you can Omega Lock with him, so when this card Legions, you can kind of lost one to Omega Lock, so your opponent cannot unlock during their next end phase. And then the second skill is discard a card and lock the one front row and back row card, so you can lock two for a discard one, which is technically a -1, but it doesn't really matter in this build. And then I run 3 Break Ride. So I do run a weird tech in this deck because it is a troll deck, and you'll see why I run that later on. But yeah, it just makes you lock faster. So when you Break Ride, you can Omega Lock without ditching a card in your hand, because sometimes you might not have it that early on in the game. So that's sort of important. And then afterward, if your opponent manages to unlock, you can just discard a card and do other stuff. Discard a card and lock in. So you just keep unlocking your opponent. And then for the troll card in this deck, I run 1 Omega Glendios. I might take a Break Ride out and run another one, but 1 Omega Glendios right now is alright. Since unless it goes to damage, it's not too big of a deal, since you can cycle the deck pretty fast. Well, not cycle the deck pretty fast. You can. There's lots of ways to get this card back, I guess. Even if you discarded it or something, if you went to drop zone and you have a heal trigger, then you can just Legion it back in, so you can hope to draw it if you need it. Yeah. So basically, since you Omega Lock in this deck with Dark Zodiac, and it's really easy to lock 5 units. You can just go Break Ride, lock 2, Robin Knight, lock 2, and then use another card to lock one more. And then just, when you're in Legion with this guy, you can count last one. And then just ride this next turn. If you're at 5 damage, you win, because during the ride phase, you ride this, and then you enter main phase, and then you can world end. So, yeah, that's a thing. It's a pretty fun thing to do. So you can bait your opponent to hit you to 5 damage really easily, because people don't usually expect you to run Glendios. And then we run 4 of the Legion Mate for Dark Zodiac. Skill is Soul Blast 1. When this card attack hits, you can look at top card of your deck, and then you can choose a card that's in your Vanguard circle. So this card helps you rip out some soul, but you rarely use his effect, because normally you're just gonna keep copies in your hand for the personal blast for Dark Zodiac. Next, I run 2 Tokyo attackers. Mainly, if you can't kill them with World End, which doesn't happen very often, you just keep on perma-locking him, and then beating him down with your cards, which is what this card is. This deck does pretty well doing. So next we run 2 of the, I think his name is Photon. when this card's called and your opponent has a locked unit, you can lock another unit. So you can keep constantly triangle lock your opponent, even if you're not Omega locking him, because you can just discard a card, lock 2, and then call this guy, lock another card, triangle locked. So yeah. And then next we run 4 limit break removers because you want to break ride as fast as possible. So you can run this, and I used to run the Omega relockers instead, but instead I'm going to run this card instead because those cards aren't really good in this particular deck. They're pretty good for an imaginary plane deck, which I will probably show you guys later. But in this deck, I like to run. I just like to run him over the Omega relocker. And then next we run 3 of the plus 2k when you lock something. So most of the time you're going to lock 3, so he's going to get plus 6k, which is quite nice. So there's that. And then we run 3 Opener of Dark Gates, I think her name is. When your opponent has 2 or less rear guards, you can discard a card, draw a card. So basically this helps you ditch cards that you don't need from your hand faster, and then hopefully pile up your drop zone for your Legion. And then finally run 4 perfect guards because perfect guards are perfect guards. So why not? Triggers I run 7 crit, 5 draw. The reason why I'm running really weird triggers is to throw up my opponent off, and this usually works. They don't know whether I'm running a crap load of crits or a crap load of draws, or something else, because draws do help you in this deck because there's not too much of a way to guard against to build up a hand advantage. Besides blocking your opponent and them being unable to attack, but then since there's so many restanding Vanguards, it's hard for this deck to build up advantage that way. Also for Predation Dragon and stuff, a lot of time you're going to get retired. So this deck doesn't really have a way to build up from that, and I think running 5 draws sort of helps. Doesn't help too much, but it helps. And of course finally run 4 heals because heals are heals. If you're planning to ride into Omega Glendios next turn, don't attack with your Vanguard, because if you hit a heal trigger, that just messes up your whole game plan, and especially if they have 5 units locked already in Omega Lock, there's no point in you attacking anyway. So yeah. That's pretty much it for this deck. I'll show you guys a proper Link Joker deck next time. But this is my take on the Dark Zodiac build. It's inspired by Aegis MK2. He has a similar build to this, but I think he runs a bit different. Has a different lineup than me. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck. I'll probably make a Chaos Breaker Imagining Line deck next time. I don't know how I'm going to build that yet. I haven't tried it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck profile, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!